With the release of Maze of the Master, ABC is more powerful now than ever. So, here's my budget ABC deck profile that you can build for under $100. So without further ado, let's get into it. Because we play copies of the XYZ monsters now, I don't play as many copies of ABC, so I cut down on some of the ratios. So for now, I'm only playing 2 copies of A, 2 copies of B, and 1 copy of C. The idea is that all of their effects are very good. B is really important to play more than one of because it can add from deck to hand of any of the cards you need. A is good because it can recur a lot of the union monsters from the grave to hand. And then C is good, but it's not as good because while it can special summon cards, you're not necessarily going to use its effect as much, so I only play one of it because it's not as versatile as the others. For the new cards, I play 3 copies of X Cross Cannon. This is an insane card. Once per turn, with its effect, you're allowed to equip a union monster from your deck to it, and then because all the union monsters have the special summon effect, you're basically able just to get out another free monster and then use it as link material with something else to get one of A, B, or C's effects, which is really good. I also play 1 copy of Y Dragon, the new Y Dragon, because what it does is when it's summoned, it allows you to equip a union monster from your hand or grave to it, which is another really good way of special summoning out another monster and getting either another link material or synchro material. Lastly, I play Z Zillion Tank, which allows you to do the same thing as Y Head on summon, except the difference is you can equip one of your banished monsters instead. The thing about these two though is that they can only use their effects when they're special summoned, and it has to be a level 4 light union monster, which isn't too big of a hit since that's pretty much what all these are, besides X Cross Cannon. I also play 1 copy of X Head Cannon. There's cost for union activation, but otherwise it's pretty much a garnet in the deck. I also play 1 copy of Union Driver and Union Pilot. This is kind of standard because there are other really good cards to play for the Union deck. I also play 2 copies of Galaxy Soldier, 1 Therion King, and 1 Torque Tune. Because it's a level 1, it's really good to use a synchro material with Union Controller because you can use them to get out Ancient Fairy Dragon. Now let's go over the hand traps. Hand traps are pretty standard for this. I'm running 3 copies of Ash, 3 copies of Veiler, and only 2 copies of Nib. You can play a third if you want. I just wanted the deck at 40, and I don't feel like it's that necessary. You could also play one of the Mulcharmies if you have them. Now on to the spells. For the spells, I play 3 copies of Union Hanger. This is one of the best field spells in the game, just at being able to not only search a Union monster on activation, but then also equip one once per turn when a Union monster is summoned. It's just a really good effect. It's going to help you a lot and get your plays going. Union Activation is another really good card. It's one of the new ones, and what it does is when you activate it, you send a light machine monster from your deck to your grave. In this case, we'll be using X Head Cannon, and then it allows you to it allows you to search another light union monster, which more often than not is going to be X Cross Cannon to get your plays started. I also play 3 unauthorized reactivation, just another really good way of getting out an additional union monster, 1 copy of the Therion field spell, and then I also play 1 copy of Terraforming and 1 copy of Called By. Nothing too out of the ordinary for this deck, but with the addition of the union activation, there's a lot more consistency than this deck had about a week ago. For the traps, I just play 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. I'm not running any of the new ones because I'd rather just not run traps, I guess, other than Infinite Impermanence because it's, a hand trap. So now on to the extra deck. For the extra deck, I play 1 copy of Ancient Fairy Dragon. This is a great way of getting out the field spell, so it's a good copy to have, and we usually make it with Union Controller, and is summoned by banishing a Z or Y, and then also a light machine monster instead of using a polymerization. On summon, it lets you add one of the union spells to your hand, and also it allows you to special summon a level 4 or lower union monster once per turn. It's worth mentioning you can also play the Union Continuous spell that special summons a union monster once per turn and use this to search it. Personally, I don't play it, but that is an option you can run if you want. I also play one of the new XYZ Hyper Dragon Cannons. It's a pretty good card that allows you to recur A, B, and C from the banished zone if this somehow gets sacked. But other than that, I don't think it's that much better than the original ABC, but it is a good card, and it's a good way to use up the X, Y, and Z pieces, which don't really have a function outside of starting your combo. I also play 2 copies of ABC Dragon Buster. This is just a classic for the deck. It's a really good card that can banish one of your opponent's monsters. In addition, ABC can also tag out into its original 3 pieces, and XYZ Hyper Dragon Cannon can reveal one of them from your extra deck and summon the pieces back should that effect get negated. I also play 1 IP, 1 SP, 1 Platinum Gadget as pretty much material for Union Controller, 1 Light Charmer, 1 World Sea, 1 Boral Sword, 1 Underworld Goddess, and then I also play a Galaxy Photon Dragon. This is pretty much just to get out the Galaxy Soldiers to be able to make Cyber Dragon Nova and Cyber Dragon Infinity. That's it for the extra deck. Now let's go on to the combos. For the side deck, I don't really have specific cards I think you should play. Obviously, there's the classics like Droll or just other disruptions. However, I think it's really up to you. You could put in the ABC traps, you could put in the Union Continuous spell. It's really up to you how you want to play it. So for your first combo, all you need is X-Cross Cannon. First thing you're going to do is normal summon X-Cross and activate its effect to equip a Union monster from your deck to itself. B-Buster Drake. Then B-Buster Drake activates, summoning itself, and then you'll use both as link material for Platinum Gadget. B-Buster Drake activates from the grave, searching for Y-Dragon Yearhead. Gadget's effect then activates, allowing you to summon Y-Dragon from your hand, and its effect activates, equipping B-Buster Drake to itself. Then you activate Buster Drake to summon it out, and you use Y-Dragon and Platinum Gadget as material for Union Controller. Then Union Controller activates, allowing you to search for your main field spell, Union Hanger. Then you use Union Hanger, allowing you to search for the last of the new Union monsters, Zillion 10. Union Controller then lets you special summon it from your hand, activating Union Hanger's effect to equip something to Zillion 10. Additionally, Zillion also activates its effect, putting Y-Dragon Yearhead equipped to itself. Off of Union Hanger, you'll equip Union Driver, which will then activate, allowing you to equip and then summon Torque Tune Gear. Then you use Torque Tune and Union Controller as synchro material for Ancient Fairy Dragon. Ancient Fairy then activates its effect, popping Union Hanger to search for another field spell. In this case, the Therion field spell. You'll activate it and use its effect to search for Regulus. Then, to clear the board a little bit, we'll use these 2 as material for a Link monster. I would go into IP, but unfortunately it's a dark monster, which means you can't do that. Then B-Buster Drake's effect activates, allowing you to search yet again, this time for one of your ABC pieces. Then Y-Dragon Yearhead summons itself, equipping B-Buster Drake to itself. At this point, you don't really need to summon this out as another body. You can, but what we're actually going to do is use these 2 as material for Galaxy Photon Dragon. Since B goes to the grave, its effect activates again, allowing you to search for C. But first, we'll activate Galaxy Photon Dragon's effect, discarding either of the material, to search for Galaxy Soldier. Then we'll activate Galaxy Soldier's effect by discarding A or C, and then using its effect to search out its other piece. Then we'll activate the other piece by discarding whatever you did not discard, A or C. Then these 2 will exist into Nova and Infinity. And now you'll be able to go A, B, and C and summon out your big fusion monster, ABC Buster. With this current board, you have 1 disruption through Infinity, 2 disruptions through ABC being able to pop and then tag out because you'll have enough zones open to be able to summon the 3 pieces, and you still have Therion King in your hand, which you could use to revive ABC if you decide to tag out. During the next turn, you could use these 2 as material for SP, and then also have enough room to summon out using these 3 as material, your new XYZ Hyper Dragon Cannon. But honestly, even without these 2, Just with these two effects alone, you're going to be boosting all your monsters or anything you summon back to the point where your opponent's going to have a lot to have to beat over if they want to go through your board. So, not a bad hand by any means, but this is the main combo I would say for the deck.
Whoa, that's a pretty cool deck profile. Anyways, Tag Team Duel Deck made a mistake letting me record the outro, so I can say whatever I want here. Bazinga! Anyways, thanks for watching. Please click on these videos here. Bye!